So, good evening, dear participants. Welcome again. And we have with us today Dr. Rao, who will be leading today's session on data structure in Python. So, without wasting time, I am handing over session to Dr. Rao. Over to you, sir.
Thanks a lot, Praveen. So let's get right into where we were yesterday. We'll go a little bit more into list today, maybe about 15 minutes, and then we'll jump into another exciting data structure dictionary. So let's see. Audio is fine, and you guys can see the screen.
Yes, sir.
Perfect. And before we begin, Avinash and I kind of decided that sometimes you have questions that are left not discussed during the session. So we decided that we create a Google Doc and on a class-wise manner, session-wise manner, we create sections and you can put your queries, whatever you are trying something by yourself also and you have some doubts, then you can actually put those questions and we'll try to answer them as much as possible. Right, so I'll share that Google Doc with Praveen, and then he will then share with you guys. I see some questions in the chat. Oh, okay, yeah. So this is how the Google Doc is. So here you guys can put the questions starting from installation, and I put till 25th, and then as we go on, we'll put something more in here, and you all will have access, edit access to this particular doc, and then you can put your questions in there. So after today's session, when it ends, I'll share the link with Praveen, and he can send you out, broadcast this particular doc. So let's get into the list structure, data structure. So I put this more on list, what we can do, right? So we ended up yesterday on mostly like on indexing, and I just kind of introduced how to insert something into a list. So from a concept perspective, when Python, in Python, when you say a list, it's pretty flexible, right? So as it is, I'm repeating that particular part, but it's important because Python is basically built on this no check kind of a concept, right? So when you have this list, when you add something or when you even create a list, it is not checking whatever thing that you are putting in. You can put mixture of data type, right? For example, I can say alphanumeric list, alphanumeric list, right? So here I can say my first element is A, my second element can be like 3, right? And Python will not complain, right? Because it's not checking, right? So ideally, every element in the list is an object, and that object could be anything, right? So it is totally on you that what kind of structure you want, and you should be aware what you're doing in, because Python will not take that blame that, so let's say if I have this and I'm saying that, okay, give me the max of the list, right? So if I say max of alpha numeric list, then it will complain that, oh, there is a character here, so I can't really do this max comparison. I cannot do like, oh, this is character, this is integer. Had it been here, like let's say 30 or 10, right? And then I could say max, then it will say 10, right? So it is your responsibility what you are putting in into the list. So there are some common functions that known functions, general functions that Python provides. For example, on a daily basis, you can say, oh, I want the maximum from the list. So to get maximum, you use max, right? So we'll practice these couple of functions. Let me just illustrate here. Then minimum, right? Simple statistics, right? So there is a min function, right? What is the sum total in the list, right? You play a lot with the numbers, right? So what is the sum total, or total, right? So you can use sum function on the list, and then then you can say length of the list, right? So there is a length function, right? So we'll sorry. So since this is offline mode, you guys can create one list with your convenience. Let's say we put 10 numbers, any numbers. We are not restricted right now to, let's take this example, right? This example, my prime numbers. So I've just put a couple of numbers in here. We'll add one here. So I say my prime numbers, and then I want to get the maximum, right? So I just say max of my prime numbers. So it gives me 13, right? And you can see that the max is 13 here. It is repeated. We'll see what we are going to use here in one of the advanced application of the list. Then similarly, you can do min. Then you get 1. Then you can say sum. Then 55. Then you can say length. So length. Oh no, sorry, length. My bad. So it's giving you 8. Let me know if everyone is able to run this. Then I'll just move forward. In the chat box, just say yes. Great. Perfect. Now, I put a couple of questions that will generally come into regular uses when you are programming. For example, how do we add one object, add an object in the list, right? So let's say you are interested in another prime number to add into here. So let's say the next prime number is 17. So how do I add that particular number? So I gave a glimpse in the last session yesterday that there is an function called append. So when you say my prime numbers, and then I also said yesterday that when you have this list object, you just press dot and then hit tab button. Then it gives you all the kind of a function that this particular list object has access to, or it can do. So when you say append, and then you can say, oh, my next or my another prime number of interest is 17. So you just add it here when you run it. Let me know if you guys are able to run this, because I remember somebody had problems getting this append function. Perfect. Right. Okay. So great. So with this append, you are actually adding it. So let's see what is the new list, right? So we say my prime numbers, right? So now you see this 17 is always added at the end, and so this is important, right? If you have this knowledge of DNA, like where the bases are added, so if you take 5' to 3' of DNA, then you can only add a base at the 3', right? So append is something like that. Append always add at the end, right? And then let's say, oh, whatever element that you added just last time, you want to access it, right? So then you can say my prime numbers, what was my last number that I added? So you can do pop, So it gives you 17. But the thing is, you have to be aware that when you pop it, it may not be there now. You see, 13, 17 is gone, right? So the idea is the list, the design of list is something like, it's like a train with the bogies and then engine. Let's say engine is at the beginning, and then you have these bogies. So append is just adding another bogie, right? And then when you're popping it, you're just derailing and taking that out, right? So it's very dynamic in terms of if you're having this background of C, C++ language, there is something called linked list. So it's all very flexible, dynamic, right? It's not a fixed. Yes. Let's see. Pop is something that will. Yes, pop is something that will remove the last, remove an element from the end, right? Right. So let's go a little bit more into the application. For example, how to remove an object from the list, right? So let's say I don't want to delete delete just from end by just using pop, but let's say I want to delete a specific element, let's say 7, right? So there, what we can do is my prime numbers dot remove 7, right? Then, so these are very whatever the interface that you're getting is really convenient for users. So 7 is gone now, right? But what if I do dot remove 13? So these are the certain things that you should be aware. That's why I'm letting you guys do kind of see this. When you do this now, then my prime numbers, you see only the whenever the first 13 is encountered, that is removed, the other remains. Natural question comes in that, oh, I want to remove all of them. That's in my mind that, oh, if I'm removing, I should remove all the existence of that particular number. So that goes into a little bit advanced mode. We'll cover that later. But just I'm letting you know what functions a list has that you can actually use, right? Now comes to some interesting kind of a play around with the list functions. So let's say you have a list, for example, this guy, and now you actually want to find the max from the list, but you also want to know what are their neighbors, right? So how do you do that, right? So when it comes to the neighbors, you are now interested in where that particular max is located, right? So you're not interested in just the max value, you're interested in where it is located. So for that, you have functions in some basic functions that list actually provides. For example, let's say I have this my prime number my prime numbers, which is currently now, let me add one more 13 or 17. So I'm just using append to add 17, and actually wanted to add something smaller. So 3. Sorry, I'm just running it again and again. 39. No. I want to create a list that basically, so let's say, yeah, so we got this, right? Now, we want to get the neighbors of the max, right? So for that, what we will do is, what actually list function provide is something called index, okay? So let's say you want to find the index of a particular number that that exists in the list. So I can say my prime numbers dot index, okay? Let's say 1. So what it will return, I will not type here the result, I want to hear from you guys what it will return. 1. I want to see more answers. Okay, 1 1 1. It's unanimous now. Great, great. And I hope everyone knows 1 is due to the Python 0 indexing based system. So at 0, 11 is located. At 1, 1 is located. The value 1 is located, right? So when I say 1, then it will return 1, right? But now the question comes in that actually I'm interested in the neighbors of the max, right? So what I have to say here is first find the max. So I can say max inside, and then max of what? My list, right? So if I do this, then I'm getting 6. Any questions on this one? Because this is now something that we are getting into advanced level, that we are using like a nested kind of a thing, right? Any questions on how did this work on you have a difficulty in understanding this part?
Could you please repeat
If
this again?
Yeah, sure. So you see here, when we were doing 1, then you are getting you knew the number that you are actually looking for, right? So if you okay 6, yeah, this is okay. So I'll answer Mehtab very soon. So here you are putting the value, right? And then you are asking what at which position it is located, right? Now the question that is being asked is, I want the neighbors of the max. So let's say like one element that is before max and one element that is after the max, right? So then here you don't know what is the max in the list, right? So that's a variable now, but now you have a way to actually access the max because of using this function. So max my prime numbers. So I don't know where it is located, but at least I can know which one is the max number. So this whole max my prime number will be replaced by 17 because 17 is the max, but you didn't know that. So max is finding that, and then there is a nesting. Again, the index, it will have this 17 that is returned by max function. So then 17 is located at 6, right? So that's the location. And again, Mehtab, this 6 is not in the list. It is actually the index. For the clarification of whatever we were discussing yesterday, I have put in detail in one of my the notebook that I have shared with Praveen, and he will actually share that with you guys. I've kind of elaborated on how indexing works, and yeah, cool. So it's 7:18 now, so we will move to dictionaries basically now. What other questions you have, we'll try to answer on the Google Doc for the list, and we'll try to cover dictionaries today because this is, I would say, you can debate on it, but a list and dictionary goes hand in hand in terms of the uses. Most widely used, I would say, dictionary or a list, right? And the idea behind dictionary is very simple. When you simply open a dictionary, you always have this word that you're looking, that always has only one entry, and then you have the meaning for that particular word in the dictionary, right? So that's the key. Like that's the idea behind dictionaries, that you have this key value pairing system, right? And this is the data structure that is basically widely used, because in real life you have always this kind of a identification system wherever you see, whichever country you go, like let's say you have this passport, then that's your ID, right? You can have the details inside, but then passport is just one number that the immigration basically scans and look for your identity and everything, right? If we have 217, yeah, great question. Sorry. Yeah, let's exercise that one quickly, and then I'll go back into the list. Sorry, dictionary. So when you have this my prime number, I'll just append 17, and just to make it. So now when I say my prime numbers dot, let's just view this. So it's, and now there is a duplicate entry, right? But index always returns the first one that it encounters. Okay, so when you do this, my prime numbers dot index 17, or even max, right, of my prime numbers, then it will return 6 because it encountered that guy. Okay. Okay, going back into the list, we can just read out this definition also. Dictionary: store items in key value pair fashion. As the word key suggests, that it should be unique. And on the same line, this particular data structure ensures that. Okay. And for example, let's say there is a company where you all are working, then every employee has an ID given, and then there are associated information for that employee that is stored in the database somewhere. But that ID is something that is that using which actually system knows you, right? It could be your biometric or something like that, right? So let's basically, I've created one employee details kind of a list. So we'll go into kind of notations first, how actually you can define or declare, let's say, a dictionary, right? So you can say my simple dictionary is equal to this curly braces. Remember, in the list you had this square bracket, right? But in dictionary you have this curly braces, and you just say enter. Sorry, this was the documentation, but anyway, my simple dict is equal to this, right? When you print this, you will get nothing because there is nothing. Okay, it's just like this. Okay. It's empty. But now let's start adding in the like basically start populating this. So let's say you have this dictionary of literally what you have in dictionary is that my simple dict is, and I say apple, and then you say this is how you actually add populate apple is a great fruit, you should have it in the morning. Right? So how did we now if I say my simple dict, this is how it looks. Let me know if you guys are able to do this, and you can do it in your way. You can have another key, that's totally fine. Yes, in the breath. I'll cover that right now. So key, key again, it's just as basically Python does not check for the data type. So you can say, oh, my simple dict 2 is equal to this is a number. So it worked, right? And then you can just display that. Sorry. Say my simple dict, right? So this is the syntax of basically populating or putting values into your dictionary, right? Anybody having problem here? Because this is very starting point. We'll delve more into this right away, but I want this to be thorough at for everyone. Just hit yes if you guys are able to do it. Great. Now, so this is the assignment part, right? When you're looking here, then you're saying that, okay, Apple, and then you are describing it, whatever the description is here, right? Then how do we access it, right? Because this is the assignment part. So I can say my simple dict, again, the same thing, Apple, right? Then it gives you the value. Do you see this? So this is the key and this is the value. So when you are saying my simple dict Apple, this is throwing out the value that you have actually put in, right? If you request for a key that does not exist, my simple dict, then not there. So this is not there, then it just say key error. See, it's a great way to learn because Python is a great way to actually learn, because their errors are also very kind of explanatory in nature. So he's saying that key error, so he directly runs in your mind, oh, that key is not there, that's why it's throwing the error, right? We'll go a little bit more into this. Perfect. And let's say my simple dict, right? Now, now let's imagine a situation where we are having this information on, let's say we take a kind of a year across the months in a year, what were the price for different fruits, something like that, right? Then what happens? We will just write this out and we'll practice that, right? Make this a documentation. And so let's say you have 5 fruits: apple, banana, pear, grape, and orange, right? Now you have these 5 fruits, and then you have 12 months, and then in each month you have price for each of the fruit, right? So I want you guys to actually practice how you can put price whatever way you wish, like you don't need to think much about on that, just put numbers. But I want you guys to actually create this dictionary where you can point out that in which month, in a particular month for a particular fruit, what is the price. So right now I'm going one step beyond, because here it was simply that, oh, you have a key and then you have value, right? But now there are 2 variables, right? The one is fruit and the other is the month, right? So for example, what we actually want is that fruit price is a dictionary, right? And we want to access the, like for example here, fruit name and month, sorry, month, and we want to know this value, whatever the value is there. So what is the value? The value for this, right? So what will be the structure? Let's see. Can anyone just give a thought process? I'll just wait for 30 seconds and then I'll begin. But I want you guys to do something, propose something in 30 seconds. Still in Apple is not working. Okay. Okay, I'll come back to you. Sure. I'll let me just answer Isaac, and then I'll move on to what this fruit prices thing. Okay, Ravi said fruit price is equal to dictionary. Mhm. Okay. So Isaac, what is your exact problem? Is it just throwing error, or like, are you able to do this? Oh, type error, syntax. Okay. So here in the key part, when you're writing Apple, you put them in single quote or in double quotes. Both works. And here, after equal to, you can put a string or number, whatever you think is good for you. You can just say here. Let me know if that works for you. I'll move forward. And if you're still encountering error, I'll come back to you. So now the reason I was saying that now we have two variables, and which is very general case. You may encounter like 3 or 4 variables when you're actually doing the coding, right? So that process is called nesting. So it's like a key within a key, right? Because month again is also a key, right? And Apple. I don't see anything wrong in here. Did you do this one first? My simple dict. You have to declare a dictionary first. Okay. I hope I'm very sure if you do this and write this particular code, it will work. Yeah. Curly. Okay, let me do one thing. I'm really sorry about this. I should be better visible. Is it visible better now? All right. Okay. So the reason I was saying that we have this two variable, which is apparent here, right? So let's say we first work on one particular fruit, right? So let's say apple prices, right? Then we can say, oh, in Jan, it was, let's say 30, then in Feb, it was 50, and then in March, it went to 100. Then in April, let's keep it till 4 months. We don't want to waste our time just writing the months. Sorry. Then we say again went down to 20. Okay. So this is Apple prices, right? Oh, screen is not visible. Wait, that's the issue, right? Are you saying that the whole screen but somebody complained that screen is not visible. Let me, could you again
It's visible,
confirm
sir.
the one?
It's visible.
Okay, perfect. Right. So we'll not go to all 12 months. Let's stick it to 4 months. Then so now we'll do banana prices. Again, Jan, whatever, 10 Feb of 15 March 5 April 50, something like this. We'll stick to 2 fruits. We don't want to put our this time in just defining the variables. Again, so we have apple, banana, and now we have the prices in different months. But then now, so these are individual fruits, right? But we want to create a fruit price dictionary, right? So that will basically ensemble all these guys in one, right? So fruit price dictionary is equal to apple price and banana price. Where is it? Oh, I know what is happening. Sorry. You have to define the list first, and sorry, dictionary first, and then say fruit price dict. You say apple is equal to apple prices, fruit price dict, banana price, banana is equal to banana prices. I want to spend a little bit time here and get you all guys sync because this is really important. Do you guys all understand what happened here with the basic dictionary structure? You first defined prices for individual fruits, so apple and banana, and then you are putting it into a nested dictionary. So how do we access elements from the next nested dictionary, right? So that's where the beauty is in terms of Python giving you the ease of accessibility. So let's say you want to know the price of apple in the month of March, right? So you say, what is my first key, right? So you see the fruit price dict is starting with the fruit as name of the fruit as a key, and then you go into the month, right? So you say apple and then March, right? Then you get 100. What if I had done this Mar and apple? See, again, it is giving you that key error because fruit price dict actually start with fruit, not with the month. You could do it the other way also, right? So take the month as a primary holder of the information, then basically you reorder your dictionary the way actually we have defined it in this particular shell, and then go back to access in this way. So it really depends on the problem you're working on. Let's say so the question would be that, oh, what was the most priced fruit in the month of March? So maybe you would put March as a first key and look for all the fruits in that, right? You could do it in this dictionary also, right? So when you, so it really depends on how you want to actually access and what is your best way to think on that problem. You can reorder the dictionary in that fashion, or actually build the dictionary on that fashion, right? Is it clear to everybody how we access the elements from the list, from the dictionary, and how we actually build the dictionary? Please hit yes if it has worked on your end. Perfect. I mean, dictionary and list are very widely used data structures, so we should be really thorough when we are actually here. So now
Excuse
you
me,
could
sir.
think, yeah,
Sir,
yeah,
in line in line 53, you are storing that in variables, apple prices and banana prices. Is that?
mm-hmm.
Could you please explain this 53rd?
Oh, this particular, okay. So you see, again, the syntax remain intact, right? Because here fruit price ticked, right, is apple is equal to apple prices, because this is again a dictionary, right? So what is happening is the nesting part. So let's actually look at that will actually clarify your doubts. So if I say print fruit price, so you see how it is actually showing you apple, and then prices again is a dictionary, right? Banana, and again this is dictionary. So if you read this out, it's starting with a dictionary, and you have this key, and then key is actually holding a dictionary. So again, it goes back to the fundamental of Python, that it can store object of any type. It's not checking, right? So had it been like, if you want to mess with this structure, you can just say fruit price take random, like right, and is equal to 5. It will not complain, see, it is not necessary that integer has like a dictionary has to be there. So that's the kind of advantage of Python. Or if somebody is very methodic or something, oh, why this particular number is there in dictionary, so he can say, oh, this is a disadvantage. But it's always giving you this freedom with the responsibility at your end, right? So did that answer your question?
Yes, sir. Thank you. Yes, sir.
Okay. Yes, March is the secondary key. Yeah, you can say that. Yes. How to use the elements from dict? Oh, so you are saying how to use, as in like perform operations on them. So let's say when you were actually building the this particular dictionary, you made an error that, oh, apple price was actually 60 in February, and you by mistake put 50. But then again, we go back to this assignment kind of thing. Oh, let's do apple, and then you say March or Feb, and there was a typo when you were building, then you can just say 60. Now you actually print, then your February price has been updated, right? So because this is happening because of what? Because these are mutable structures. You can change the value at your ease, right? If you are working with the immutable structure, if I'll digress a little bit, and just to explain this, let's say string in Python is immutable, right? So if you say my name is a very common name, right? So I'll just explain what is immutable. My name, and how do we access Python is zero indexing based system, right? So if I want to access S, then what should I put here? Can anyone answer? Jinquan, I'll get back to you. Just yeah. So 1, right? So when I say 1 S, right? But if I want to say my name 1 is equal to K, so it will complain, right? Because string is actually immutable. Okay. You see what it is saying? Type error. str object does not support item assignment, right? So, but dictionary is not immutable. You can change whatever you have assigned, and if that particular data structure that you want to change should also be mutable. Let's say you were actually storing a string here, right? So if you say, oh, my dict random, oh shoot, random is equal to 5 in character, right? So it's a character now. Oh, sorry. Oh, okay. Random. It was a typo. But anyway, and now you actually want to say it. Where is it? No. 5. I want to change this. And then because now this is string and this is the data structure, and you want to say that, oh, my random, and then 0 is equal to W. So I'm just giving you the feel that, oh, I want to change this particular character to W. Again, it will complain because this particular data structure is immutable. You can't change this, right? So that's the essence of mutable and non-mutable. And then there was a question on how to delete one record from the dictionary. Okay. So let's look at in a very naive fashion. Let's say I also don't know how to delete a record from a dictionary, right? So what we do is, again, we say fruit price tick dot and see if there is anything that we can actually use. Clear, copy, from keys, get items keys, pop item, set default, update values. You are not seeing anything that is directly saying that remove, right? But we are seeing something close to pop item, right? So we will see the help of pop item and what it does. Remove and return a key value pair as a 2 tuple. So this is actually what we want, right? So if I say pop item, then let's see, let's just practice this one. So it is just removing the one that you just last added. You see that? Maybe we don't want this. We want some a particular item to be removed, right? So I don't think there is any function that we can use to remove, but the way we can do it is we can put I'll answer other questions later, but we can say, let's say if you want to basically disable something, or let's say my fruit price tick and apple and say Jan, right? It's 30 right now, and you want to say that, oh, I didn't know the price, so then you can actually assign this NA. So that basically gives you a leeway on how to kind of ignore that particular item in that dictionary. whenever you can put a known thing that NA means that I have to ignore that particular key, but there is no direct function that you can delete a particular a particular item from the dictionary. I'll look into it. If there is, then I'll put it into that Google Doc. So that's what I was saying, that there is no remove function in here, right? To remove a particular item, right? So how we do permutation and combination if required? Permutation and combination if required. I didn't completely get your question, SP Singh. Are you saying?
Hello. Hi,
Yeah.
Satya, Avinash here.
Mhm.
So my suggestion is, because maybe we are running out of time. If it is so, then we can
Mhm.
take these questions, which may take a little bit longer time, on the
Okay,
Google Doc,
sure.
right? So,
Okay,
SP Singh, can you just write your question in the Google Doc once it is shared with you? I think it's
yeah,
fine.
yeah, sure. Perfect. Then, so I actually I do want to touch base on one of the very nice property in Python in terms of list that will help you a lot in terms of, so when you're looking at this shell 52 and 57 and 68 right here, every time. Okay, that's great. Yeah, del. Yeah, cool. Del is a basically Python function that you can actually remove object in general. But yeah, so here you're taking the pain of defining this particular secondary dictionary first, and then you're adding it into this fruit price tick later on. So you're actually writing a lot, right? What if I want to just write in a way, let's say I'm just adding one here. I want to, the goal is that I don't want to write all this Jan, Feb every time and build this dictionary. But what I want to actually do is fruit price tick. As soon as I get the value of that particular month for that fruit, I want to say apple and Jan is equal to whatever the value here is, 30, right? I want to say this, and I don't want to write all those things, right? So actually Python actually provides you that interface also. So there is an application or a module exists called collections. So you say from collections import default dict. I will put this one in chat box so that you guys can. Why am I not able to see the? Can anybody type something so that I see that flashing up, so that I can just say something? Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Thanks. Just write this one so that you guys can put this in Jupyter Notebook and run this. So as the name suggests, you see this default dict. So it's saying that, okay, I will initiate dictionary by default. Okay. You don't have to kind of do all those, take all those pain to write everything. Okay. So then if I say fruit price dict is equal to default dict, right? And I know that it is a nested dictionary, right? So by default dict, here you are saying that if you don't write anything in here, it's again a dictionary. Okay, simple dictionary that okay, simple dictionary, right? So here you can say, or let me keep this one a simple dict, because I want to use that variable later. Simple dict and say x is equal to 5, right? So this will work, right? But our goal is to actually reach here, get the next one also. So if I say here y is equal to 5, it will complain because the structure is not initiated in that fashion. Okay. So what we will do is we will nest this one. So this gives you, this default dict has the power to actually give you this ability to do this. So now we go back to this fruit price dict and we initiate this default dict as a default dict, and it can hold a dictionary. So we say inside dict. Okay. Now we run this. Let me just, in the interest of time, I'm just putting it here. Right now, let's see the magic. Okay. So I say now, say fruit price dict apple, and then say Jan is equal to 30. See. So now what is happening here is you are, maybe let's say this particular kind of interface is taking some memory or time, not necessarily time. But what is happening is you are focusing on your research or whatever analysis you are doing. You are avoiding all these type of typing. Okay. Because this is the basic structure of dictionary, like this curly braces, right? Now you're getting into something fancy by giving away a little bit of a memory, little bit of time. But you're in the age of this supercomputing, you always have like 16 GB of RAM even in your laptop, right? So don't care. All you want to do is actually save time, right? So what we basically do is we define this default dict, and now you have this freedom of putting any key and any, let's say, fruit price dict. You're just abusing this dictionary. I say US, and then you say LA. You say nice place, right? So it will not complain because you have initiated this dictionary in this fashion, and then so it is giving you this ability to put two keys and then the value, right? So if you look at the structure, let's make it bare here, and then see what is there right now, right? Fruit price dict. So it's a default dict, and it is a class dict. You see this? So basically, it is a dictionary which can actually hold a dictionary. Does that make sense? And so that is why you can actually do this nested dictionary, right? You can go a little fancy. I'm going a little bit advanced. Basically, I think Avinash will cover that lambda function, or maybe I am doing, I'm not sure right now, but there is a function called a lambda, which is no name function, which can also even allow you to do a third nested dictionary, right? So if you say a fancy fruit dict, right, fruit price dict, and say default dict, say lambda, and say default dict and dict, right? So now I will explain this later. I'm just putting it out here. I am sure you guys will have questions for this. Yes, Teddy, yes, I did that. Yes. I was initiating here, as you can see. I'm passing this dict class, yes. So you can go even more fancy. Now you can say fancy, sorry for my typo. You can say US, LA, restaurant, nice food, right? So now it is giving you this power that if you're having, let's say you are reading a very complex file, and you are required to actually have these level of nesting, as we just saw the example of fruit prices, right? It is possible to have it in 3 levels of nesting. Then you don't need to type all this. You just go in here, define default dict, and this lambda is giving you this power that, oh, go default dict, again default dict, and then the dictionary, right? So that is when you are actually using this power of Python. So this is Python, you know, and this is basically simple, you can say C, C++, or, you know, something like that. Because here you're very much restricted. You can't do anything much, right? You have to define first, then put it back. But learning this is also important because you have this fundamental hold on this. Sorry, I didn't type in and send it here. You know, so we are kind of in terms of time we are over, but my kind of goal was to actually reach to this level. Definitely you guys will have questions, and as we will move on to like functions and reading files, that's when we will design files and problems where you really need this particular structure to do your analysis. And so that's where we want to see this application going, right? So let me know if you guys have any questions on this particular part from 80 to 84 cell, or even starting from 74 actually, because we can get the doubts cleared here. All good? If I'm not hearing anything on chat, then I think in the nested dictionary we have 3 keys and 1 value food. Okay. Yes. You're exactly right. But you know what happens, sir? We have created the dictionary how to use last 2. Oh, this guy. Okay. How to use last 2, and what will be the output of line 83 and line 84? Okay. So here we are. All right, Isaac. Let me answer these 83 and 84, and then I'll come back to you. This. Okay. So on you guys have this question. Can you like once I share this Google Doc, just put it there and we'll try to address it there, and we'll give you specific commands that you can actually run to get the doubts cleared. What is the output of line 83? So 83 is basically you are defining the dictionary, so you will not get any output because it's just it's simply like when you say x is equal to 5, you don't get any output, right? But when you say print, then you say you get 5. So similarly, if you say fancy fruit dict, yeah, you have a good question here. So you see this is default dict, and there is a function applied lambda, and then it is going again into a dictionary, right? So it looks a little complicated, but as an end user or when you're coding it, you're not really interested in how it is handling everything. All you are interested in, how can I actually save or work with a complex keychain system when given the problem, right? Line 84 showing error. Okay. Have you? Let me go to Isaac. Mine is still in fruit prices and how you created dictionary for all fruits. Here is so first you create a dictionary because this is a basic structure, right? So then you first create this. This is the syntax, right? So you put key and then colon value, key colon value, and separated by comma, right? So key colon value, key colon value, key colon value, right? And similarly here, banana prices, and then because this is a basic structure, you have to first define a dictionary where you want to actually hold these 2 dictionaries. So I first said, okay, give me first initiate a dictionary and then put these in here. Does that make sense? From collections, import default date. This is giving me import error, sir. Oh, you have Anaconda. I mean, by default, Anaconda has this collections. This is Surajit. I find this one a little interesting actually, because what is dict here? Maybe I missed it. Okay. How about you guys put this question on Google Doc once I share the link, and we'll try to address there, because we want you to actually get hold of this particular structure, because this will be game changing when you're actually coding. Okay. Let's let me see if there are other questions which. Sir, we have created the dictionary. How to use the last two? Oh, I mean, I did show use of these, but I know it will sound arbitrary right now. But when you are working on real systems, you will naturally come into a situation where you need a nested dictionary, and it is possible that you will need a like 3 or 4 level of nesting. Okay, we will come to that. We'll come to that. I just wanted to give you a glimpse today, so that we are warmed up to actually handle complex data sets given the situation. So let me just write here, and I'll paste that on the chat, and then see if you guys are able to run. So I'll define everything new. Okay, my nested dict is equal to default dict and dict. Okay, and then I say my nested dict first name last name is equal to Satyanarayan, whatever, right? So this is working. Here, given the fact that I've actually from collections import default. This should actually work for everyone if I am not wrong. Oh shoot. From the Zoom chat, are you guys able to copy the text? I recall at some point in time I was not able to. I wonder if it is working for you guys. Oh, great. So I if it is not working for some of you, just put your error there, and we'll try to resolve on the Google Doc. Okay. It is possible that you have some different I don't know, Anaconda issue. We'll get into that. All good. I think can conclude today. I'll tuple is something I wanted to kind of introduce. That's very small, like a minute or 2 minute thing, which I can cover tomorrow, and then we'll go into the loops, which will be the fun part. Okay, and we'll see all this execution happening in those loops. Aha, okay. No, you're typing it wrong. You see, collections, collect TIONS, but you're writing CITONS. Jinkwan?
So Dr. Rao, it's over from your side today for today.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
So thanks, sir, for your time for this workshop, and I think participants are enjoying with you, and they are also thanking you for your session. So we will share the video recording of this session with all the participants, as well as this Python file as soon we get it. So we will share
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
So
Mhm.
thanks, Dr. Satya. Thanks, Dr. Avinash, for being here. And
Praveen,
yeah,
I want to ask that some of my friend also attended the previous workshop which we just finished. So I want to ask when you will issue
Thank you.
certificate.
so kindly email me. Yeah. So I have dispatched all the certificates who mailed me and have not received the certificate. So you ask him or her to kindly mail me.
Okay, thank you.
Decode live email करो वो मिल जाएगा. So
Okay.
Dr. Satya, thanks, and now I will seek your permission for ending today's session, sir.
Yes. Thank you.
And I also
Yes.
believe that you are also enjoying teaching with us in
Yeah,
this.
I mean, it's much more fun to kind of share your expertise, and if people are able to code, the goal is to actually in 10 days, if they are just coding Python flawlessly, and
Yeah, sir. So
it's a
the central aim of Decode Life is to provide best of content and affordable bioinformatics to all. So
yeah.
this is our main aim, and people like you are supporting us in furthering our cause. So with these words, again, I thank Dr. Rao for today's session, and Dr. Rao will be again with us tomorrow. So now I'll seek permission of Dr. Rao for ending today's session, sir.
Yes.
Thank you,
Please go
sir.
ahead.
Good night.
Good night.